because as we're reopening, we've been in what I've been talking about. We've been in our cocoons, right, in isolation for these last few months. And there's a lot of that mucky stuff that happens in the cocoon when the butterfly is wings are forming and you're in all the muck, right, in the cocoon, and we're having to do healing work with ourselves, but then we have to come back out with our human pack. And so there is such an amazing synchronicity of energy between being a lone wolf and then coming back into your human pack, just as the way that wolves, even the rescued wolves have to they create this beautiful pack together, and there's such healing energy in the collective. And so we're looking at this as how can we bring that healing energy to the collective. So I wanted to bring Paula in today to talk about what you guys have been going through too, because in the middle of this pandemic, they, amazing people that they are, had to do a rescue cross country in the middle of this pandemic. And also we lost one of the patriarchs of the family, which is really hard, Merlin. And so Paula, I'm so excited to see you, for one thing. I wish I could be there,
I know.
but
I know. It's beautiful out here today too. The weather is just gorgeous. We've got a nice breeze. The pack is sleeping right now. They're just really relaxed. They had their exercise this morning and now they're just chilling out. But I was hoping maybe you can see little Selena there, our new girl.
hi, Selena. Hi.
It's hard to see her because she looked.
Hi.
She heard her name.
Hi.
She's very shy, but she's out laying in the sun right now. And but she's really fitting in beautifully. She had, I don't know how many people were able to see, if any of you follow us. We posted her meeting Loki for the first time. They had a play date that was absolutely hilarious. But she has what we call tenderfoot right now. She came from Memphis where she lived on grass, and now her feet are having to adjust to the desert terrain, and that can take a couple of weeks to get used to. So we're helping her through it, and she's not allowed to have any play dates to run and play until her feet toughen up a little bit so she doesn't hurt herself. But she's pretty snuggly. She has her moments, and then there are moments where she just wants to have her space, which is also okay. But yeah, it's been a really interesting experience the last couple of months. We weren't able to have any of our volunteers up helping out, and so it was just Betty, our employee, one or two volunteers, and then me and Steve. Um, and yeah, there were some big energy shifts. Losing Merlin was a huge one, and but the blessing of being able to bring Selena in is also, you know, really special.
Yeah.
But when the team drove out cross country to pick her up, and the experience of doing that through during a pandemic was really fascinating for them and kind of eerie. Some states are really strict, others are not. So it was interesting going from state to state and seeing how each state is handling the situation. It was really hard for them to find food because everything was closed, and they found like those the apps that you can order food from different restaurants and then they deliver them. But even that was tough for them to find healthy meals to eat, and so that was something that kind of surprised them. You expect it, but then when you actually go through it, it's kind of, whoa, I didn't realize this was going to happen. But for the most part, it went really smoothly. They stayed at an Embassy Suites because it was the cheapest hotel in town. And they were like, well, that's odd, and that's a nice hotel, so let's go for it. Turns out it's because it was practically closed, and everything, the restaurants, everything were closed down. So that was eerie for them to stay in a hotel that was completely empty except pretty much them. Um, but it's just been also really great in some ways because it's forced us to stretch our wings and to step outside of our boundaries. Learning how to reach people in a virtual manner is kind of new for us, as it is for many, many people. Learning how to do virtual outreach and presentations. We gave our first school presentation virtually, and it went really well. It was weird, but it went really well. And and then, getting ready to do this kind of a thing with you, Kirsten, is really exciting too. And I'm hoping that we're able to bring the feeling of what people experience when they're here. Hopefully we'll find a way to be able to get that through um, online, so that people in their homes are able to feel it and receive it.
Yeah, and I think so. And Paul and I were talking. I wanted to be able to do. We're going to do the circle earlier than I usually do on Sunday. We're going to do from 11 to 1, and we're going to do all the intention setting and everything like that, and a sound bath. But before we do the sound, we're going to come in and howl with the pack. And I wanted to be able to do it earlier because there's people in other countries all over the world that probably that have nowhere to go even see rescued wolves anywhere near them. So they've never even had that experience, can't get anywhere where they can have that experience. So virtually, I think what's beautiful is we can reach people that have never, ever, ever, or will ever be able to have an in person experience, and to be able to feel that howl and howl with them can be so healing for them in other parts of the world. So I really want to encourage people that if you have friends, relatives, and things like that, women that are in other parts of the world that want to come in and do this with us, that it's a beautiful thing that we can share. And we were talking about like the healing power of howling, and explain to us, I mean, to people, what is the significance of a howl for a pack? Because there's many different ways that they come together and howl, right? So
Yeah, the howl is a really powerful communication tool in their language. And they howl for many different reasons. They howl when they're celebrating, when they come together. They howl to get themselves excited for a hunt. It's very bonding, and they really get stimulated. If they get an exciting howl going, it can really kind of pump them up and get them ready. Oftentimes, when part of the pack, several members of the pack go out to look for food, they howl back to find out where the pack is, so that they know where to go back and meet them. They howl when they're sad, when they lose a pack member. They howl. It's a very mournful time. And, but howling is, they howl when they're lonely. Selena, she's going through a little bit of a transition where she misses the place she was at before, some of the people there she was close to, and she wants to connect with the rest of the guys here. And so she does a lot of her own kind of howling, and it almost has a little mournful sound to it. And we'll come out and try to comfort her a little bit, but it's part of her process. But she's getting them all to join her, which is really exciting.
that's
um, and like our guys, they'll just howl, and someone will say, why are they howling? It's just to check in with each other throughout the day, to see, just to connect. It's really about connecting. And I think that's what many of us humans find when we hear the howl of a wolf, or canines howl. We resonate with that. We feel it. We're very close to wolves socially, and we feel a lot of the same kinds of emotions for the same reasons. And I think that we are really able to connect into what we're hearing. It's the vibration and the power and strength, and what's being communicated through the howl. We often, it just puts me in awe every time our pack howls. I am in awe of all that I feel from what it evokes in me when I hear it. And so I think that a lot of people feel that way. It's very special. And I think humans really connect with the howl as well.
Yeah, and I think what's really important right now is that nature and being outside and seeing animals is such a great way to bring in some healing energy, which people need right now, because we need a break from everything that's going on too, and animals just naturally have this
So
healing energy.
it's just been so tough for people to get out, for a while. People are starting to be able to do that now, but we haven't had the freedom to get outside and be in nature, and have our feet on the ground like we normally do. So it's going to be very healing. Yeah.
And then, and even again, even in the middle of the pandemic and everything that's going on, we still have issues in our ecosystem that are still happening, and we still have to remember that it's so important to protect these animals, and so and that's why I want them to know, the work that you're doing, and we want to help bring in some funds to continue that work, because that hasn't gone away. In the middle of this, it's
Right.
so important to protect the wolves in the wild and to protect our ecosystem, especially because nature has such healing properties in it. We don't want to lose all that too. So, yeah, so I'm just really excited to.
Yeah.
This is like our baby
No,
step
I'm still,
back in.
yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, it's been so hard to address our mission recently because of what's been going on in the forefront has been so important, um, and required so much focus and energy that it's kind of hard to then go, hey, don't forget about the wolves.
Yeah.
But it's true, I mean, the poaching and the killing of our wildlife hasn't gone away, and the caring of our ecosystem and our environment needs to continue. Um, there's a lot to focus on right now in the world, and
Is, yeah.
so thank you for helping to bring some of that attention to what we're doing even through this time.
Well, it's like all of us, all of our businesses are being affected. And when you look at the 501(c)(3s like yourself, it's like those fundraising events that we can't do in person, that's a bulk of income that comes in, and these animals have to still be taken care of and fed and everything. But also they give so much back to us. And that's the thing. It's like every person that's come out to an experience with me just says how healing it was for them. And so my thing, Paula and Steve and I have been talking, how can we bring that energy back in? So this is like a baby step back in to be able to bring you in the wolf energy. They're going to come in with us in the circle, and then we are going to. Paula and I were talking today about testing out for me to go out just myself and see about doing a sound bath with the pack to come to you guys virtually, which I'm hoping we'll be able to do that soon, where I'll come out. We'll do a live Zoom sound bath with the pack around, so that you guys can be at home and feel that energy and then hi. Slowly we'll move back in.
Taboo, our alpha, she heard Sarge make a little growl, and so she's coming to correct him.
Can we get close to Selena, or um,
I can try. She might get scared, but I can try. Hi, Mommy.
she listened to the bowls earlier. Hi, Selena.
There she is. So our hope is that we're able to, it's kind of like the Bachelorette around here right now. We've been introducing her to all of the single men
Oh, okay.
and seeing if there's any kind of connection between any of them. And it's been really hilarious watching some of them meet her. So far, unfortunately, Loki seems to be her favorite, but he lives inside with us. So we were hoping that she'd kind of fall for Kona, and then she could become Kona's roommate, essentially, and become his companion. But we still have a lot of work to do, and her poor feet have kind of set us back because she's not allowed to do much. So
So
she's just hanging out and getting used to all of us.
she's going to take away my boyfriend Kona, huh?
Uh-oh.
Met yet?
Well, maybe she'll share.
Yeah,
Maybe she'll share.
they haven't met. So Kona,
Huh?
she hasn't met Kona yet. Not ready for Kona.
She met him through the fence, but we haven't been able to take them on a hike to have them kind of explore territory together yet. So, but we've brought him into the backyard and let them kind of interact that way. And he does seem somewhat interested in her,
Yeah.
and she him.
Well, she's.
Sarge is just too interested in treats. He just wants food, so he completely ignored her and kept coming to us for treats. Riggs was like a little teenage boy who was scared of girls, and he was like, "Oh my God, it's a girl!" No. So that was hilarious.
That's fun.
Thor is completely ambivalent. You know, Thor has his harem of human women who fawn all over him, and I think that's enough for him. So,
Yes.
so
Exactly.
it's been really entertaining watching all these different personalities meeting her and how they've been reacting. It's been funny.
That's fun.
But she's very playful. She really wants to play, and that's kind of the beauty. Look who's here.
Who's there?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Charlotte, let go of Loki's leg. Hi. And this is, oh my goodness. Oh, here's Thor.
There's Thor.
They're
Thor.
going inside to eat. There goes Thor Bear. Hey, Thor.
Thor. Thor. I know. I miss my pack. So guys, Sunday I'm gonna put the link up so you can contact me if you want to come on Sunday. Women's Circle New Moon, Solstice, and solar eclipse. We're talking about like a very powerful shifting that's happening. And so to have the pack with us too to call that in is really sacred. I mean, it's very sacred to be howling with a pack. I mean, it's so guttural. I mean, it just goes to like every part of your being, you know. So, and know that by participating in this, you're going to help us as well bring some funds in, you know, for the care and the feeding of the pack, for continuing for Apex to do the work they're doing. This is our baby step back in, and then I'll let you know when I go out to do a live sound bath from there. And then hopefully we're looking at, end of July, bringing back an in-person one, but we're watching like all of you to see what feels safe. We want everybody to be safe. We want the animals to be safe. So we'll continue to move forward, cautiously, but we can't wait to be with everybody again and to be with the pack. But the most important thing is we want to keep everybody safe, and we want to keep the animals safe. So I'm looking forward to seeing you Sunday and howling with everybody. And you
It's going
get,
to be fun.
yeah. And we're going to probably make Paula stay for the sound bath if we can. Because you guys need,
Yeah, I don't have to babysit, so I'll be able to do that. That'll
yeah,
be nice.
because they need it. It's a lot. So, all right, guys, thank you so much, Paula. It's so great to see you. It's great to meet Selena. I can't wait to meet her in person.
I
Um,
know.
and I will post up the information for you guys here later today for Sunday from 11 to 1. And the pack will come in with us. I'm not going to tell you what time, it's going to be a surprise, but we'll be doing our new moon intention setting together and lighting our candles. And I'll share some astrological insights about what's going on with this moon in Cancer and the solar eclipse. And then we will have Howl, and we'll do some sound. And I played a couple little bowls for Selena today, so maybe we'll see if I can try and do some sound when we're howling that they can hear too, which would be fun. So I miss you guys. And we'll see you soon. We'll see you soon. And
On Sunday.
yeah, so we'll see you Sunday, and then we'll let you guys know of anything else coming up. And thank you for being on here, Paula. I love you. Say
It's
hi.
my pleasure. I love you too. I'll talk to you soon.